Next stop, the American Academy in Rome. We have a postcard from Italy from our Seth Doane.
Under a grand portico just off a courtyard, about 40 or so usually gather for lunch. It's a group of mostly Americans in a setting that's distinctly Italian, framed by jasmine and fragments of Roman antiquities on the wall. More remarkable than the place, though, is the mix of people.
Who's sitting at that lunch table?
Oh, it's amazing. There are architects, there are designers.
We found a musicologist, a curator of antiquities, and a visual performance artist chatting away at this unique academic institution with an opera composer and Elena Past, a professor of Italian in Detroit.
We watched the chef out here in the garden picking your lunch. I mean, lunch is about more than eating here, though. It's very nice to eat.
It is. It's about creating community amongst the fellows. It's about giving you chances to talk about your work in progress, to work through problems, but also simply to deepen the relationships you have with the people around you.
Elena Past is a fellow here at the American Academy. She's writing a book and came to study the film stock of Italian cinema.
I'm thinking about analog technology, the materials that make the 20th century legible to us, memorable to us.
She's one of about 35 awarded the Rome Prize, a 10-month scholarship to come to Rome and join other artists and scholars here for a self-directed study program. But the word academy can be misleading.
How do you explain this place to someone who's never been here?
It's hard to explain because it's very, very, very unique.
Marla Stone has been here 9 times in various roles, first as a fellow, now as professor advisor.
I think of it as kind of Noah's Ark of creative people who are given room and board and given time and space to think and work and also to learn from each other, and then throwing that all into the mix of Rome.
The American Academy has evolved from its founding in 1894 as a school for architects and then archaeologists, first located at Palazzo Torlonia. It's privately funded, but follows in the spirit of academies set up by European governments. The French at Villa Medici were first in 1677, with the idea of sending promising artists and thinkers to Rome to get an education in the classics.
And having time to poke around, it gives you time to find the unexpected.
Next to her at lunch were composer Igor Santos and artist William Vigilongo.
My overall project here has been to come and find images of the Black presence in antiquity.
They found similarities in their work and began collaborating, with Santos composing a musical element for Vigilongo's sculpture.
You know, they're both projects that had the element of water included, and specifically fountains, right?
I want people to recognize that there's a fountain in the music.
Santos has recorded some of Rome's fountains as inspiration.
Hear the vibrations of the water.
Along with the score, his compositions can involve a digital component.
And I did some light programming, let's say, to have the sound of the piano control the movement of the water.
Wow, so as you play more forcefully, the waves pick up.
Correct.
We heard Santos's music carrying into the garden, not far from where Vigilongo, who usually works in Brooklyn, set up in this grand, light-filled studio.
It's like a large, stately sort of mansion. The taxis drop us off at the front gate and they're like, whoa, you know, who is this person?
It is quite a property.
Yes, it's a really beautiful place with also a deep history. Galileo demonstrated his telescope to the Pope in our backyard.
Elizabeth Rodini is the interim director.
The American Academy is really a place to foster new work, new collaborations, new ideas, and bring it back to the United States, refreshed and inspired by what they find here in Rome.
Thornton Wilder wrote the Kabbalah when he was here in the 1920s. In the 50s, composer Aaron Copland and writer Ralph Ellison were fellows. And in this century, Anthony Doerr worked on All the Light We Cannot See, which won a Pulitzer. It's a place to pick a project to explore, then share, and not only around that table.
How are you going to go back to your real life?
Well, it's going to be hard to leave Rome and hard to leave this beautiful space, but I do really feel like an important part of everything that's happened here is taking it back and sharing it.